Wednesday morning message. There's some new faces here. I gave this speech last year around the same time, and I want to give it again because of the number of new faces. But some of the new faces are standing next to faces that were here when I gave this speech last year. And if it was the first time you heard it last year, it means you've had a whole year of seeing what this message is about be true. And that is how bad breath can impact your leadership. Bad breath. Look at my new guy here. He's like, man, I brush my teeth in the morning, right? Metaphorically, we call bad breath anything that's coming out of your mouth that is coming across as negative or is demotivating your team. If you're allowing for yourself to consistently, maybe out of habit, talk about things that are only going to demotivate your team, then you, in fact, are leading with bad breath. And nobody likes listening to somebody this close to their face with bad breath, literally or metaphorically. And I want to talk about this because I think if we're going to be honest with ourselves, all of us have had bad breath, right? Not just the kind in the morning. I'm talking about the bad breath where you've had something going on in your life and it's on your mind and you're letting it take over your thoughts. And so naturally, when you get around your team, the people that you spend a lot of time with, naturally, it's going to be something that's easy to come off of your tongue. Hey, man, power went out in my house yesterday. And I had to deal with it all morning. It's just been totally derailing my day. I'm having a bad morning. I'm just sick of dealing with it, man. And then now we got this job we got to deal with today. Who scheduled this? Who estimated this? You see how quickly that cascaded? How quickly it gained momentum? And where did it emanate from? It emanated from something that is, all of us in life are going to face it. We're going to face those obstacles. We're going to face those challenges. But it's whether we let those take over our thoughts, if we let those things take over our attitude, that's going to determine whether or not you start leading with bad breath or not. Because you've got to remember that if you're in this company, that means you've subscribed to our mission statement. First pillar of our mission statement is build leaders. What type of leader are you building if you've got a new person with you and the first thing they hear you saying on any given day is the problems that you had the night before, the morning of, etc.? What are you likely to be creating? I can tell you that personally, from my experience in the fire department, or in the military, and in this company, that whenever I was in a new environment, when I got on a new department, I can promise you as the new guy, I was normally pretty reserved and quiet. I was just sitting back and watching, trying to see how things flowed, where I'm going to fit in, get accustomed to the training program, what's going to be expected of me, find my opportunities to exceed. But nonetheless, I was always observing and listening to my leaders. And if those leaders were leading with the first thing out of their mouth was that type of negativity, that bad breath, all that would happen is I would see the team on the engine that day or the team in the environment. They would start to demotivate as well. They would match the energy. They would match that level of negativity. Because I think as humans, we all have this inclination to want to blend in for a period of time so that we can find our tribe, we can find our group, we can find the people that we're going to be working with and make sure that we're going to be part of that team. Well, if that team is leading with bad breath, you're going to be bringing in new people who think that they need to lead with bad breath. You follow me on that? And I want you guys to think about something. What if on the other side, somebody woke up and they started having a really good day, right? Got a good night's sleep, had a good dream, right? Whatever the case is. Everything was just jamming that morning. Made it to work early because they had stuff they wanted to get done. They got those things done, and then boom, their leader comes, and their leader's leading with bad breath. Think about those two now opposing forces. One has got good energy. He's got some good things going on and is not talking about negative things, talking about what we're going to get done today and what we're going to accomplish. And he's met with the leader who's leading with bad breath. What's the likelihood that that person who's in a junior position to the leader, right? In terms of the chain of command, maybe they're in a junior position to the leader. What's the odds that the junior team member is going to win out in that conflict? Or do you think it's more likely that the leader's bad breath is going to win out? That's the kind of stuff you guys got to think about. And I know this is not coming up as a conversation today because anybody's doing anything wrong. This is coming up today because it's April. The grass is turning green, right? The garage doors are getting ready to go up consistently. Everybody's going to be outside, and we're going to take off into our busy season. It's just going to be fast-paced and busy from here, which means we're going to have a heavy volume of jobs. The schedule, as you guys all know, is dynamic. It's going to be changing. Your roster of jobs that morning may be set, and then by 11 o'clock, noon, the back half of your day's gotten all moved around to improve logistics or whatever the case. It's going to be very easy in those moments to have bad breath, right? Raise your hand if you've ever had bad breath in those moments. I can honestly tell you that I have. That's how I know how impactful it is when we lead with it. And that's me speaking from experience that whether it was at the fire department or whether it was in Fire Dawgs, I know how impactful it can be and how easily it can tear down somebody who started out their day positive. And so I think one of the basics of leadership that we have to keep in mind, that I want everybody to take with you today, is that bad breath will impact your ability to be an effective leader. There's only 2 types of leadership that we teach from our book in the first 4 weeks of our training. And that's what? What 2 types of leadership are there? Ops manager in training, of training.
Effective and ineffective.
Effective and ineffective. Bad breath will easily put you in the ineffective leadership column. Roger that? Roger that? All right, guys, that's it for me today.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Firepreneurs Podcast. If you found value in today's episode, we please ask that you subscribe to our YouTube channel or consider leaving us a 5-star review on your podcast outlet. Take care, everybody.